It is odd having calls with a young baby, but to your point, reading books and, you know, drawing pictures, you
Listen,
know.
my granddaughter is going to get very offended if you say that that's odd, because my grandbaby
No, I meant odd,
she was on it. It was so funny. I was watching her one day, and I was talking to her. It was a regular phone call. My grandbaby, she's looking at the backside. She's like, "Where'd she go?" Like she was trying to see like why her mom wasn't on the phone, so she was looking on the back. She don't play about her phone calls with her grandma. I tell you.
I didn't mean like weird like that. I meant weird for the person doing the calls, because you have to figure out what, makes sense and what works. But
it'll all if she wanted to, and she will. But it's up to her. But she needs to. She did say one, and whether she was joking or not, she said she needs to fix her first. Yes, that's the first thing I can agree with her. You need to fix you first.
I think that people are saying that I'm unethical for being on here, so I'd like to just address that.
I get that all the time.
I'm like,
they have threatened to call the FBI on me. I'm like, it's only unethical if we came on here and we talked about our cases.
Oh, right, exactly. Yeah,
besides that, we can have an opinion. Again, she didn't go into her computer and pull up her case logs and read that. She read documents that I also have that are public information. No one is being unethical. Bree is not her attorney. 2K is not her attorney. As attorneys, as social workers, as judges, as police officers, just because we have a profession does not mean we lose our First Amendment right. We still have a right to come onto a social platform and give our opinion of people that also came onto a social platform and put their whole life out there for us to see.
Yeah, this case has me sad. Like, I'm watching everything. I cannot. The other day with all this stuff going down, I was like, oh my gosh, I have so many things to do, but I want to make sure the baby gets back, So yeah, I am a person at the end of the day, and I am especially enamored by this case because it's in my area.
Right.
Both my area of practice as well as my location. So
the thing that got me hooked on it was the fact that, again, because I work with young adults 16 and 24, so what got me was the fact that to see a 24-year-old man going to this lengths to get their child. We don't see that often. But I was going to tell you, too, on the topic of, as always, being called unethical because we have a career and come on social media and give people free advice. I'm
not giving advice.
Right, not advice, but our opinions, right? Our opinions. So I got doxxed because people had said that they're like, aha, we found it out. She's not a social worker because she doesn't work for CPS. I've always said I don't work for CPS. I don't work for CPS. I've never worked for CPS, and I would never work for CPS. But for some reason, they felt like that. So they tell everybody, this is where she works. Call them. So my work has been, and get her fired for lying. So my work has been inundated with calls. And my boss is like, and my vice president's like, so after work on her free time, she goes online and helps other people and gives her opinion or advice to other people for free. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know why
we hired the right
that's
person.
Okay.
That's what we want in our company. So we appreciate her. We support her. Like, I don't know what I cannot fathom why people think that type of behavior is okay. I have no idea. It has sensed up. I don't understand or why. And especially for what? Because again, I don't talk about any of my cases. And the only thing that they could say was that I don't work for CPS, which I don't, and that my title is not social worker, it's program manager. You can't, because you don't stay stagnant in your career, you move up, right? So now I run a program, and it's just the craziest thing. So then to try to get people to call my job and get me fired, what was their intent? For what? What are we gaining from that? And fired for what? Now, if I was to come on here and talk about my cases, Absolutely. I would be fired in a heartbeat. I would have quit, because that's just not something I would do because I am ethical. But I do have a passion for helping people, and if I can come on and give people my opinions on things from my experience, then so be it. I'll do it.
Yeah, and I think it's, I think moments like these in general are opportunities for people to learn the process and to learn, what goes on. I mean, she's showing everything. Previous to just a couple days ago, 2K was showing a lot, so it's, I don't know, it's like a glimpse into a very broken system.
Yeah.
Which, people saw that play out, right? Nobody understood why it took so long. Nobody understood what was going on. Nobody knew anything about the minute order not being enforceable. I mean, it's a chance for people to learn.
Right. Exactly, KT. That's what I would tell people too. I only talk about what they put out on the internet. And I feel like if one couple or one person is going through it, that means it, and they're putting it online, that means that other people are likely going through it. And if I can in any way give, talk about it, share the light on it, share resources, whatever the case may be, if I can talk about it and it helps somebody else, then that's what I'm going to do. Broken people have a broken system, yeah.
On that note, I think what I hope that Bree recognizes is that she's actually relatable. She's actually relatable. And I think it might be hard for a lot of people to swallow that, which is probably part of the reason why it's really polarizing. Mm-hmm. But the amount of, clients that I have where they're, single parents that are doing it 100% of the time and they're just completely done. Like they're done. They're tired. So, but she's just going about it in the wrong way, but she's relatable, right? Like this is relatable. Right. It's relatable to want to be able to do what you want with your kid. It's relatable to be young and to want a break and to go to the bar, to go do something.
Right. If it wasn't relatable, people wouldn't be watching.
Right. But she just takes it like, 1,000 steps too far. Right. But
she
it's
takes
like
it to the highest extent. If she would just tone it down a bit.
Yeah. And it's relatable. And I also think that there are a lot of women who want to just say, here, take the child, and regardless, I mean, I don't know if people are going to cancel me or hate me for this, but, men usually are able to do that, and it's no skin off their back. We don't hear it. It doesn't make these, I'm going to call it headlines, but whatever. It's not talked about on TikTok all the time. It's not, and so the fact that it's a mom who's doing it, it's everybody's enraged. And I don't think it's jealousy. I think Bree's pinpointed it as like jealous, and that's not it. Mm-hmm. Relatable, I think, is more I don't know.
Well, we talked about it, and it's even come up in the comments several times. Imagine if the roles were reversed. We wouldn't even be talking about it, right? If a dad was doing all of this stuff when he didn't have his child, we wouldn't really be talking about it because it happens all of the time. Moms are supposed to be the ones, with that natural instinct that just has the child the majority of the time. Now, I think we would be talking about it if it was put out like it is here, the amount and the excessiveness, I think maybe. But I don't think, I think it would be portrayed much different if the roles were reversed.
Right. So anyway, I mean, people may hate me for saying that, but I just think it is true. I mean, and the other thing too about Bree is that she just says it. But you can't tell me you didn't think it. Like there were times, I mean, I have an 18-year-old, I have older kids, and when when their dad would pick them up, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go out to the bar and have a couple drinks, I mean, but she just says it. Yeah. and in front of a platform of I don't know how many million people, right? So
yeah.
I wouldn't do it with my kids present, obviously, but.
And I don't know, maybe I could be wrong. This is my opinion, right? I think that some of the issues is the fact that baby W was only a few days old when she went out the first time. That's just off the charts, right? And then it was the amount of times, and then the admitting that she was getting and doing snow, but only at nighttime, where your baby still wakes up every couple hours through the night during that time. And then it comes out that she was completely enamored, allegedly, and not able to care for the baby, so she had to have the nanny stay over. So she was just like, well, it doesn't matter because he's with a nanny. So it's these type of things, like, so quickly after having the baby and then wanting to be out all of the time. Like, it's just, the whole situation is just weird, the way she, and just, again, just not normal. It just didn't seem like there was ever that time for that natural connection, because I truly feel like when I watch the videos back of them together, and I've always called their relationship a situationship because I'm old, and when you were together for 10 months and off and on for 10 months, but you guys only just ever met up in locations, right? So I called it a situationship. But then when you watch the videos back, it truly looked like they were both very happy. I truly believe that Bree wanted the family, not just the baby, and she really wanted a girl. But I think she wanted a family. So I do wonder if they were able to work it out, would she be in a different situation, because she seems like she really does want to be with a person. Like, she seems like she's a relationship type person in a sense, I don't know. So
Yeah, I don't know. I can't really get a pulse on that, but maybe. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, it's so hard to tell because I don't think.
And I didn't know them before the baby was born. Before they started going to court, that's when I found them. So I know he gets a lot of flack for not being there during the custody. So, okay, so I got beat up a lot. Well, not beat up, but a lot of people gave me comments like, how dare you be a social worker and you support him? And he, apparently, there was a DV situation between him and her. And so how dare you support someone like that? So this was my response. I don't know if there was or there wasn't. I have absolutely no idea. But the information that was given to me by said person was that there was a DV situation and he left. He left her. Shouldn't he? Like, why would you want him to stay if they're in that type of toxic relationship to where it's getting to the point where it's getting physical and she's pregnant? Wouldn't the best thing to do would be to leave and not have her in a toxic situation? So they would rather have him stay? I don't understand. And again, as social workers, as attorneys, all of our clients are not like saints. They're not all like the greatest individuals. They've made mistakes. That's why they need us. You know what I'm saying? Like, they do things and we help them through those situations. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to see both perspectives from not an emotionally charged place.
Agreed. Oh, I'll have to, when I get off, I'll see, because I've got so much mixed information between Owen and Stella since the few hours, we've been on here, 3 hours? Yeah, I've got so much mixed information, so when I get off, I'll have to go check there. Can anyone answer me? Blah, blah, blah. I can't even speak. Can anyone answer me if who's ever spoken to 2K? If I have ever spoken to 2K, I will tell you this. This is what I tell everybody. Any conversations that I have with individuals off of the platform, meaning not in a live setting when we've been chatting back and forth, or not in comment sections, are kept completely private. Those are conversations that I will never put out there. I have a high respect for confidentiality, and that goes with absolutely everybody. Let's say Bree reached out to me and wanted to talk to me and have a conversation. 100% of what she says, let's say she was able to give me, she called me and she wanted to give me information that would just completely, like, make it to where 2K would forever be able to have whatever, some great information. That information would never be released. I take confidentiality very seriously, so any information I have will never do that. I mean, if you read between the lines and you watch both of us, you would know the answer to that story, but you would never get the information.
Yeah, I don't know. It's wild. I guess I'm like just reading the comments while you're talking, and this is so. Anyway,
Yeah.
I don't know how you do this, Angie. You know, I made some videos a while ago, and one of them was about the judge in the Florida Parkland case. I don't want to say the words. And I was disappointed in the demeanor of the judge in that case, and I got like tons of death threats. And I was like, all right, put my private, not doing another video, like not interested. And she ended up, you know, taking herself out of the role. I mean, she had, you know, complaints, and anyway, so
it was tough. So this is how I started TikTok like many people back in COVID time, right? But I didn't really make videos. Periodically, I would do one, or might let my grandkids do some, whatever. And then this case came, and I had to make a video on it because, again, I was enamored by this is the demographic that I work with, and how amazing to see a young man really want to fight to be in his son's life, however he sees fit. No matter the amount of money or time that was going to take, he didn't want to take the mom out of the picture, right? This is in the very beginning. He wanted to take the mom out of the picture. He just wanted his time. He wanted 50-50 custody, so I was enamored by that. Because, again, it's not something that I see often. And then I kind of started watching, and then I would ask people, I'm like, well, if there's other people you guys want me to, that you guys want me to do cases about, let me know. So then people just kept messaging me, right? And so then I would dig into the people, and I would give my thoughts or opinions on different cases and whatnot. But as soon as I would say something that went against something that somebody really liked, that asked me, oh, I was the absolute worst person. And so you just kind of have to not read into that. I think the most was, sometimes when I say things, I think people in my head, when I say it makes sense. But then I watch the video back, because I don't even watch the videos back because I don't know how to edit, do anything. I literally hit record, I talk, and then I post it, and that's it. But when people had asked me to do it on Fly and Toxic, I said, I remember this verbatim, I said, so you guys asked me to do it on Fly and Toxic, and I said, well, Toxic's a perfect name because that's exactly what this is, toxic, because of Jenny. I think people just heard toxic and thought I was talking about toxic.
Oh,
At the time, Jenny, which is Fly's mom, was down talking Fly Smudge right in front of Kalaya. I went on to say, I think Toxic is a great mom. She's doing the best that she can under the circumstances. Toxic had said herself that she needs to come up with a schedule. I agreed. I said kids thrive off of structure, consistency, and a schedule. But I think people just saw that I said toxic is a perfect name because that's what this is toxic. And they just assumed that. So I got bashed on that because people just assumed that I just didn't like toxic, which isn't true. When I talked to Fly the first time, I said, your main issue right now and situation is your mom. It's not toxic. It's your mom. And they've, I guess they've since worked it out, or who knows? I don't know what's going on, but yeah, I've never seen anything negative about toxic, but I got a lot of flashback on that. But I don't. In the beginning, I really took a lot of time to make sure I tried to answer all of them, but I get thousands of notifications a day. There's absolutely no way that I can get back to everybody, and definitely I'm not responding to the hate comments, so they just don't even really get read.
Yeah,
I can't make everybody happy. I just try to make as many people happy as I can. Yet I'm a either you love me or you hate me type of person. There's really no in between, so it's all good.
That's a good way to live.
Amen. Got to.
All right. Well, I'm going to hop off for the night, but it's been such a pleasure to chat with you.
Yes, you're welcome up anytime. I absolutely loved it. And it was great to have somebody who's an attorney that's from that area to answer the question. So Love you much. Appreciate you. You're welcome anytime. Thanks for joining us and hanging out for so long. I appreciate it.
Yes. All right. Well, I'm glad that I was able to, that I had the time. I'm not doing anything. So, have a good night. And
Yes, well, love.
yes. All right.
Bye.
Bye.